Good afternoon on a beautiful day on the Monterey Peninsula. I always start off this way, so I won't change my ways right now. And that is, please, for the most up-to-date information, always check that Naval Support Activity Monterey Facebook page, along with the MWR Navy Life Facebook page. Tina does a great job of putting information and working with NPS, Naval Postgraduate School, to post information and announcements at another site, which is their HTTPS, and then it goes www.nps.edu/web/NSAM news and announcements. So Tina will post that in the chat when she has an opportunity. But that's one other location you can go online to see what is going on in terms of events and different news and announcements. I will kick it off with the something that's new from last. It's new but old because it came out last week, and that is the updated mask guidance for vaccinated personnel or persons. The policy documents started with a memorandum from the Office of Secretary of Defense last week, at the end of the week on Thursday. And they followed on with the Chief of Naval Operations, U.S. Naval Forces North, U.S. Pacific Fleet, and on down. And so here on the Naval Support Activity lines of operations, we're aligned with the U.S. Army Garrison Presidio of Monterey in implementing that directive on down. On the Navy side, we've got, and this is actually per OSD as a whole, but per Navy medicine, the CDC's guidance does not apply to hospitals and healthcare facilities. So therefore, masks are still required in all healthcare facilities. Additionally, the Navy Exchange, or NEXCOM, the barbershop protocols will remain unchanged to include face coverings. And that's in accordance with higher headquarters policy until further notice. No change exists to the protocols, including the mask wear at Navy Child Youth Programs. So that'd be like your Child Development Center and Student Age Care. So really, there's three areas that looking at the CDC guidelines, higher headquarters said, hey, we'll stick with the existing protocols that were in place prior to last Thursday. So. And if you're not familiar with those, we do have them posted on Facebook. But the Deputy Secretary of Defense memorandum dated May 13th. It is what it is. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. It's the subject says updated mask guidelines for vaccinated persons. And it says in support of updated Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines released this afternoon, subject to any applicable labor relations obligations, fully vaccinated DoD personnel who are at least 2 weeks beyond their final dose are no longer required to wear a mask indoors or outdoors at DoD facilities. All DoD personnel should continue to comply with CDC guidelines regarding areas where masks should be worn, including within airports. Personnel who are not fully vaccinated should continue to follow applicable DoD mask guidelines, including continue to wear masks indoors. The department will review and revise all applicable force health protection guidance to address the new CDC guidelines. And then you go on from there, and summarily after that, we had it just the rollout continued, and it all was aligned with the Office of Secretary of Defense memo that was from the 13th of May. So, in particular, the CNO, the Chief Naval Operations, later that day, he said, in accordance with the OSD memo, mask wear for fully immunized personnel 2 weeks beyond final dose is no longer required indoors or outdoors at DoD facilities. Immunized personnel should continue to comply with Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance regarding areas where masks should be worn. This guidance applies only to fully immunized personnel. Unimmunized personnel will continue to comply with the provisions of RFB. So we're moving along, and in fact, the U.S. Pacific Fleet says through our collective efforts to vaccinate the force, we have achieved a significant milestone in our fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, and goes on to state the OSD memorandum and things like that. So, like I said, both here at the Naval Support Activity for our lines of operations, and then aligned with U.S. Army Garrison Presidio Monterey, we've implemented the directives, and we'll continue to monitor the situation and the environment, and we'll act accordingly from there. So. One reminder, shifting gears, is motorcycle training courses resumed now several months ago. The point of contact is still within the Naval Support Activity Monterey Safety Office. It's Holly Rose, and her number is 831-656-3117. Basic rider course, as a reminder, is 19 to 20 June. We added on 17 to 18 July, and then experienced rider is also that 20 June, and we added on an advanced rider course 16 to 18 July. So, and as a reminder, that's the Navy contracts out to a professional enterprise that hosts that safety motorcycle training safety courses over at the Presidio Monterey motorcycle training course. So also as a reminder, our religious ministry program continues over at the chapel. It's open to all DoD affiliated personnel have access to the installation. There are COVID mitigations still in place, and that includes the chapel operating at 50% capacity. The Sunday Mass is at 09. Daily Mass is Monday through Thursday, 12 to 12:05, so 5 minutes past noon. And then Protestant services are, the Sunday message is at 10:30. If you have any questions or concerns, you can dial 831-656-2241. And then as a reminder, the Navy Exchange Command, that main store, is open Monday through Friday from 09 to 5 p.m. and then Saturday from 10 to 4, and then closed Sundays. And then if you recall from the last town hall we put out, that there was a press release from the Navy Exchange Command that says the NEX welcomes newly authorized patrons as of 1 May, so now about 3 weeks ago. All DoD and Coast Guard civilian employees, not including contractors, will be able to shop in person at military exchanges, but this does not include the commissary. All that is needed to shop is your CAC, card showing employment by the Department of Defense or Coast Guard. So. And then says the benefit applies to the employee only and excludes alcohol, tobacco, and uniform items. So I do know for a fact, I've had a couple people give me some feedback, and they're excited to go over there and be able to use that service that's available on the installation through the Navy Exchange Command. So good stuff. And with that, I will hand it over to Kyle, who has updates on the fleet and family readiness side of things. Kyle?
Thank you, Skipper, and good afternoon, NSA Monterey. Once again, I'm Kyle Rodas, the Quality of Life Director here in Monterey. We got lots of updates for you in terms of things that are going on across the installation, to include expansion of some services that we're excited to announce today. So let me get right into it. So for those that have joined us already, we've been open at the Rose Garden outside the Trident Room. We recently opened up on May 6th, indoor at the Trident Room. We've got a lot of people that have joined us out there at the Trident and started enjoying some of the new menu options that we have there. We've had some events there. We've had some live music. We are at 25% capacity inside the Trident Room for right now. But I'm happy to announce that the commanding officer has approved effective 1 June that we are able to open the Trident Room, expanded to 50% for indoor dining. So that essentially jumps us up from 32 indoors to 64 around that number indoors at the Trident Room. So for those that want to come and eat in the evening, they're worried about it being a little chilly outside at one of the tables there, and you want to be inside with all the mugs and all the ambiance of the Trident Room, we will be open to 50% capacity. Indoor dining across the installation, which includes the Trident Room, also includes the Monterey Pines Golf Grill over at the Monterey Pines Golf Course. So please join us in either one of those venues if you're interested in getting some indoor dining done. Other changes on 1 June. So our fitness center is open to all authorized customers at this point. We are effective June 1st. We are going to be opening the locker rooms as well, 50% capacity. So essentially, if you have a reservation at the fitness center, you are authorized to use the locker rooms during your reservation time. So I know that's some good news, especially for folks across the base that like to get a workout in during the day. And now you'll have the ability to actually use the showers and the locker rooms at the fitness center. So we're really excited about that improvement. Again, effective June 1st, the locker rooms will be open for use. Along with that, the group events across the installation have increased. Will be effective June 1st, will increase from the current number of 10. Right now we are limited to 10, but there is the ability to have more than 10 upon approval. But effective June 1st, that number does go up to 25. And this will also include catered events by MWR across the installation. Not to say that events above 25 are not possible. They can be approved on a case-by-case basis. We just have to make sure there might be some additional mitigations in place It's always helpful to have your event outside. It's helpful to have your event with a majority of individuals that might be vaccinated. Those are all factors that will go into decision making in terms of letting your event exceed that current 25 person limit capacity effective 1 June. So I know for a lot of the MPS activities and departments that like to do host lunches and other catered events throughout the year, that's some good news for you, especially for the events that are less than 25 folks. So real nice news there. We're happy to get that expansion again, effective 1 June. Our indoor dining authorization will expand to 50% for indoor dining. The fitness center is also going to expand to 50%, and it will include locker room and shower usage at that point. So that's some really nice things that we're happy to announce here to the community. Another thing that's worth mentioning in terms of fitness for the active duty that aren't aware, for active duty personnel, you are authorized to use the Monterey Sports Center swimming pool, and your entry there is only going to cost you $3. You do have to register through our fitness center first. We will give you a little card or a little piece of paper that you'll take with you there to get that $3 deal, because MWR does pick up the rest of that tab for the active duty personnel. Again, that's mainly geared towards fitness, swimming. It's not for the active duty person and their entire family. It is just for the active duty personnel, primarily so that you can practice for the PRT and so forth. Let's talk a little about CYP. So we mentioned a little bit on the last town hall, and I'm going to re-mention it today, that we will be reopening our child and youth programs to all authorized customers effective 6 July. So when we get back from that break over the July weekend, that's when we're going to start sending out the notices to families that were in care before, and they have 30 days at that point to either enroll their kid back into the program or decide to continue to self-care and remove themselves from the child and youth programs. Again, that date is 6 July. That doesn't mean necessarily you will start care on 6 July. That's when we'll notify families, and as we can, we will get them back into the center. So if you have a dire need for care at this point, you can reach out to either the tech center or the CDC if you had a previously enrolled child that you've been self-caring for and you want care as soon as possible, closest to that 6 July date as possible. Please contact those centers and let them know, I'm definitely coming back. Give me the paperwork so I can complete it, and then my child can resume care as soon as possible. So again, for those parents that were in care before and they have self-cared for their children, please reach out to the center if you plan to enroll back into the program. We've already sent out the letters to the temporarily enrolled parents so they know how the process is going to work in terms of being disenrolled and then re-entered into the wait list program, and we will be re-enrolling families from the wait list according to DoD priorities. So another thing we put on the last town hall is that Wednesday, 16 June, write down this date, Wednesday, 16 June, the normal town hall that takes place at this time will be 100% focused on the CDC and school age care, resuming care, the policies in terms of DoD priorities, how families get re-enrolled into the program, how we will bring you off the wait list. Every question that you possibly have, we will answer at that town hall. It'll be myself, it'll be our CYP director, Maggie Gutierrez, my school age care director, Cameron Norton. We will all be there to answer all of your questions in advance of that 6 July date so that we can make sure we take care of all the families in the Monterey community that are either in need of care or on the wait list hoping for care. So more to follow on that. Again, 16 June, that's when we're going to put out more of the information. So please plan to tune in there. If you are currently a temporary family that you've been using care during COVID because you have two spouses that are working essential jobs, in-person jobs, and you've been authorized care temporarily during COVID, and you have not received a letter from us regarding disenrollment and the new process effective 6 July, please reach out to the center and ask for and tell them you have not received that letter yet so that they can get that to you. A couple other programs that we got coming on. I just want to mention fun things coming up over at the Monterey Pines Golf Course. We have a super popular Monday night golf series called the Monday Niners. It starts at 5 o'clock on every Monday. It's typically Memorial Day through Labor Day, but of course, during COVID and our inability to have people sit indoors, we've been postponing that program, but with us going to 50% indoor dining, we are going to be able to restart the Niners. Some information on the Niners. The first one is going to be on 7 June, Monday, 7 June. We will start taking signups effective 1 June. You can start registering for that. It is limited. Is limited to 52 players. The cost is going to be $45. That includes your green fee. It includes your cart. It includes any prizes that you might win that night at the tournament. And it also includes the daily food special for that event. So everything is all inclusive this year. And again, what a great deal for $45. You get to go out there, play 9 holes of golf. And then there's an award ceremony at the end that food's included, and they do this really fun drawing. It's a blind draw, so you never know who your teammates are until after you're already done playing, and they blind draw teammates and then come up with winning teams. It's a lot of fun for those that are in the golfing community and are interested in getting out and meeting some new people and having something fun to do. So again, the Money Niners is going to restart in June. We will take signups effective 1 June for the 7 June kickoff of that event. We have our summer movie series that's going to start back up. Super popular program for the families in La Mesa. We put up the big screen. We play the movies out on the lawn. We've got concessions there, and we're going to play some great movies throughout the summer. The movies are usually pretty much family-based movies, so you'll see a lot of the Pixars and those type of family movies. But it's a great time. Several hundred folks usually come out, and again, those are completely free. You just bring a blanket out of the house, lay it out on the lawn, and watch the movie with your family. And then we'll have usually we give out some free popcorn, and then there'll be some other concessions there for purchase during the movie. And that first one is going to kick off on June 18th. We haven't decided what movie that's going to be, but we will select the movie here pretty soon. We just got a new batch of movies in from the Navy Motion Picture Service. So we'll be looking at what our inventory is there, and we'll pick a real good family-friendly movie to kick off that series on June 18th in La Mesa. All right. And Trident special this week. We've got this beautiful fish entree. If you log on to Navy Life Monterey, that's where we put all of our specials and menus and that kind of thing. We have a blackened Pacific snapper with lime butter and cilantro, almond, couscous, and seasonal veggies. Wonderful dish. I've tried it myself. It's fantastic. So if you come to the Trident Room, again, we're open on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights by reservation. Please get into the website or through the Acuity app, make your reservation, and join us at the Trident Room for dinner this weekend. Last thing I want to mention is we have vacancies across N9 now that we're picking up and we're starting to offer more programs. We do have lots of job openings. Working for us is a great, not only a great thing to do while you're stationed here, but it's a great career for those that are interested in a career in recreation. We have amazing benefits, whether it be health benefits, vacation benefits. You get a free gym membership. You get, if you are an employee for us over at the CYP programs, in terms of the CDC or the school age care, we're in need of care providers all the time. You do get the top priority for care for your child if you come and work for us in the program. And that's a DoD priority that's set worldwide for all military installations, that CYP workers that are hired by the installation do get top priority child care, so that your child has care while you're helping us take care of 10 or 15 other children in whatever classroom may be assigned to. So again, lots of job openings there. You can see those on our website, Navy Life Monterey. So please go there and look at all the jobs that we have available. We have stuff over at golf that's open. We have stuff at the hotel that's open. We have stuff with child youth programs, Trident Room, food and beverage, catering, all kinds of openings across the installation. So if you're looking for a job or your spouse is looking for a job, there's no better place to work here than for us for MWR and quality of life services. Well, that's enough talking for me. I think I've put a lot of stuff out there, a lot of information. Again, if you had any additional questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and myself or the skipper will get to it here shortly, or we'll get back to you. Thank you again, NSA Monterey. We're really excited about being able to open up more services for the community. Oh, so I did have a question come in. Will the El Prado Room open for lunch soon? The El Prado Room will not open for lunch soon. We are targeting tentatively reopening the El Prado Room for lunch in January of this year. Some of that is going to depend on whether the school comes back in person. So unless the NPS goes back to full in-person learning, the population aboard the installation just doesn't support having multiple food options open. Right now, again, we do have lunch options at both Starbucks and the cafe every day. We have done some really nice improvements to the El Prado lunch. It's going to be a food court with a pizza station. We're going to have a noodle station. We're going to have a sandwich station, a hotline. So it's going to be a really neat food court concept when we do eventually open that back up. But again, we simply can't open that up until there's a greater presence on the installation in terms of all the employees that work here in the military that do go to school here. So more to follow on El Prado lunch options, but that will not be open probably until January of 22 at the earliest. So that's the only question I see in the chat. I think that's about all I have to put out here today, Skipper. I will hand it back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. So on that note, on the child care, CDC and the student age care, we really appreciate your patience and your understanding when it comes to this. There's a lot of things that need to get taken care of in advance of this. There's a lead time to this. We're trying to do it in every way possible to be as least disruptive as possible. And we're also, as Kyle said, we're working through some of the workforce challenges that we have. So in terms of getting additional capacity within our two centers. So again, really appreciate everyone understanding and targeting that Tuesday, the 06th of July. And then as Kyle mentioned, for the town hall on Wednesday, 16 June at 3 p.m., same time, same place. So, and we'll have the expertise here even more so than a typical day to answer those questions when it comes to child youth programs. I wanted to also mention, Kyle mentioned the lunch, and there was a question about the El Prado for lunch. Cafe Del Monte is a great opportunity. It's really wonderful to see the few occasions I get to break away and go over there. Like yesterday, it was a beautiful lunchtime period, and to see people at the tables enjoying some lunch outdoors. Yesterday with the special with the orange chicken, and today it was the ribs. Although wasn't able to break away today for the ribs, I hear they are delicious. So my apologies to the chef for not making it over there. But it's just it's a wonderful opportunity. And Kyle mentioned for the Trident Room, the patio dining is still available at the especially with the fire pits, and then also indoors. The special last week I heard was tasty. Had a different dish, and then and then the fish dish, which is posted on the Navy Lifestyle site, looks also tasty. So it is. I concur with Kyle. It's wonderful to see things moving forward. We are doing everything possible also on the facility side to get projects moving as fastly as possible to try to front load some of these things. In fact, today we have a steam outage on the main site here to get us get some action on some corrective and preventive maintenance over at the boiler house, so that when people do start coming back in greater volumes, we don't have to turn off the steam and have more impact. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of activity going on over at the new site for the Del Monte. The fence has been around for quite some time. No one's been swinging shovels or hammers, but there's been a lot of churn underneath or behind the scenes in terms of getting that remobilized and getting it moving. We should see something later this month. We're still looking over the revised design, and that was the part of the holdup. And so, you want to do it, want to do this stuff, you want to do it right. So, there's a lot of oversight in these things, and when something is caught that doesn't sound right or smell right, then we make sure that we stop things and we get it right when we can move forward again. So, so again, it's great to see things moving forward. It's great to be going into summer here. School's got about at least the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District has about 2 weeks left, and there'll be more folks roaming around that aren't on their devices doing online academics to the same extent. And I'll put a plug in for our school liaison officer. She's wonderful. If you get an opportunity, her contact information can be made available. I mean, it's available all the time. You can go on our MWR Lifestyles page or our website. But the bottom line is, there's all kinds of the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District, along with a bunch of other agencies in the area, are putting on any number of different events this summer, whether it's summer academics, different academies. I know that there's museums opening up again in the area, so please take those opportunities as we move forward, as you feel safe and in a manner that you feel is appropriate. So, um, in terms of the base, once again, we have the ability, the lodging, all of our temporary lodging, both the Hotel Del Monte and then the Navy Lodge, the RV park. Those are full up in terms of authorized patrons, both for official and recreational travel. So if you choose to do so, take advantage of those also. And there's always nice just to take a walk around the lake. Although I do realize that there's a few little geeslings around there. So just be careful and be mindful when you're around there. Our environmental team did the best of their ability within the rules that we have to apply by to make sure that uh, we abided by the environmental rules and natural resource rules. But it's kind of fun to watch them a little bit. But obviously they'll grow bigger, and then you have more geese around here. So some people like that, some people don't like that. So um, aside from that, one last thing I'll mention is that Friday the 9th of July, we're tentatively planning on having an event up at La Mesa Village in collaboration with a couple other entities involving a vaccination site for we have a large contingent inbound here to Naval Police Graduate School. Also, just our typical churn in the military when it comes to summer season of permanent change of station. So we're planning on having Fleet and Family Support Center. Carmen and her team are putting something together on their side with some informational booths and things like that in a proper manner with the environment that we're in. And then also CalMed has offered to help us out and provide some vaccinations in a convenient location for those that so choose to do so. So with that, I don't see any chat questions. And so I think I did my best to drag this out a little bit and give people an opportunity to digest things and possibly ask any questions they might have. Again, we're always available if you need us. Kyle and his team are here at our service, and as he mentioned, there's wonderful opportunities if you choose to do so. Maybe somebody you know or someone that you reach out to, you can inform them that there's a, a team to join that you can get some job skills and gain a little money while you're at it. So, all right, take care, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll see you in 2 weeks on Wednesday, the 2nd of June. Can you believe we're already in June? It's pretty hard to believe. But we'll see you on 2 June for the next town hall. Thank you, everybody.